house of the spookiest, scariest, and most greatest mysterious things on the planet, jungles are far from becoming completely investigated discreetly tucked down among the lovely here. The gorgeous foliage is the most astounding rainforest finds ever seen in live video. The majority of Bigfoot footage is recorded trail cams. But Bigfoot is there this time, chosen to appear on a live broadcast footage from a camera that someone had mounted streaming in real time from an eagle's nest, most likely to see the chicks develop, but they captured a massive humanoid. As you get beneath the nest, you can plainly observe a hirsute person strolling. What are your thoughts on this video, guys? Is that a bear or the actual Bigfoot? Let us know in the space provided for comments below. Enigmatic jungle whale. Whale 11 meters in length. A humpback whale was discovered in a dense bush in the North Brazil's weirdest state is the Amazon. One aspect of this circumstance is that the whale was discovered 15 meters from there is an ocean there. And a lot of theories put up by the specialists about how this enormous marine animal becomes so thus far. One theory states that the whale was transported by a huge wave as a result of a human could not have dragged this enormous thus far without causing much drag marks in the sand. What theories do you have about this? And inform us in the remarks. Brutal overthrow. I got chills from this following video. When I initially noticed it, the video displays a troop of chimps performing gangsters together and disfiguring. I was horrified to see a dead chimpanzee's body. By the harshness and search of the clothing, as the rationale behind this treatment revealed itself to be the overthrow of chimp from the position of leadership. This is the troop's method of social work on chimpanzee politics. The alpha used to be the dead chimpanzee, who its younger counterpart deposed. Rivals. Titanoboa. As we discussed the rainforest, one of the greatest dread is facing oneself against the Amazon, and a massive serpent. The jungle is well known for its enormous monsters. One of these terrifying creatures was taken prisoner by a helicopter during traveling over the Amazon, close to a tiny river stream. A second footage of an enormous and nearly identical sized snake was taken prisoner by some fishermen. While ever since the video left for work became widely popular on the internet, indicate that this snake isn't a grown-up, and there's a strong possibility that in the Titanoboa, an ancient snake, possibly inhabit the Amazon, and these are just its infants. Insect leaf. You may believe that this is just a typical, but it's not the first time. Here it creates a sound. Do you now believe that this is just a typical cricket? A katydid is what this is called, and they are remarkably distinct sound that they produce greater clicking than that produced by katydid crickets, and other grasshoppers are experts at hiding and blending in with their surroundings. Really quickly, the world is full of them, with the exception of regarding Antarctica. Before we go in this manner any further, click the video, join our channel, and the bell symbol to continue viewing excellent, outstanding material. Alien, or humanoid. He was venturing through a dense forest. He was strolling across the forest, taking his own company, when all of a sudden his camera discovered a black human who looked extraterrestrial beast glaring at him with ravenous eyes. The farmer peers behind his turkey. The man appeared to have bushes observed this odd creature, but his legs failed him, or he experienced the steel bladder. Largefoot skull. While filming a Bigfoot documentary, Peterson and his group of coyotes discovered enormous skull in the dense woods of First in Canada, British Columbia. Coyote believed he might have discovered a bear skull, but upon closer examination, this seems to be the skull of a massive monkey. Because there had been a lot of reports of sightings in the same location as us, cannot completely rule out the chance that perhaps this is the skull of a Sasquatch. Could that be the skull of Bigfoot, or was it placed there to generate increased buzz for discussion? The dinosaur story. According to the scientists, they discovered a Thusculosaurus's limb, a kind of little herbivorous dinosaur that was laying amid the sedimentary layers left by a fossil site. The Chicxulub in Tennis, North Dakota, a state in the United States, an exceptionally well-preserved limb was buried on the day of the actual. How awesome is it that there is a cataclysm of the most significant discoveries in the Tenness's past? Fungus zombie. A certain kind of fungus can change insects into intrigued by zombies. Yup, exactly. Fungi has the power to take control of and transforming an insect's body into a host, and once its incubation period is up, it's from the insect's body spores emerge. And that is how close it gets to a colony or common the insect's gathering spot so that it can have as many victims as they want. It's how this fungus spreads all across the forest or jungle right now. Consider the consequences if some crazy researchers are able to change its gene in a manner in which it could manage to over human bodies as well. Seen on thermal cam. In a thermal camp adventurer, Michael Green was examining the reports of Bigfoot encounters and where he was, at the Uwharrie National Forest, put in a thermal camera to record anything intriguing in the shadows. This is moment he took this thermal video clip displaying a huge, ape-like biped monster emerging from the depths of the woods. This video became well known as one of the most conclusive evidence of Bigfoot's existence in the contemporary periods. Voss-forming dinosaurs. There are actual dinosaur bones in the most surprising locations. For this dude, Portugal began remodeling his home when he found the biggest. The first dinosaur fossil discovered in Europe fossil is a member of the Sauropoda, which is the biggest known species of dinosaurs humans up until now. But a stranger finding occurred in the midst of a jungle. Remarkably preserved T-Rex fossil. People have been phoning from the internet. It's a scam. However, some individuals also think that this is the genuine article. What are your thoughts on this one? Hickory Bigfoot. While he strolled his dog and removed his trail cams, local resident Doug Teague, Bigfoot fanatic in Hickory, North Carolina, caught sight of something unexpected to observe that day when he removed his phone, then began to record a massive black. Despite the fact that the video Bigfoot's actual size isn't as unquestionably the footprints Doug left behind in the footage demonstrates that something enormous presence there. For a long time, experts have found the movie to be quite useful. Some believe it was merely a staged clip. So what do you all believe to be is this video genuine or is it a fake? Jawsbone on the forest level. This video became widely popular on the TikTok social media network, where the dude was taking a calm hike on camera. Upon spotting a jawbone in the midst of the ground, as opposed to fleeing quickly, the man found it funny that this bone had teeth remaining in place and referred to it as a dinosaur bone. This is obviously not bone from a dinosaur, but one that belonged to Macau or any similar animal. A Sasquatch on a tree. A group of adventurers was trekking through a nighttime in the woodland searching for a Bigfoot when an unexpected hurled a rock at them. During this led incident them to pause and look into what had hurled the rock at them. They began capturing a video of their surroundings with a thermal camera. As soon as a team member, participants caught something akin to a massive ape in the trees. Based on the discoverers who saw an ape the size of a man who was it beneath the tree. Visualize something that large being hidden above you in the shadows. I'm not sure how these folks managed to maintain their rationality. Mushrooms that glow. Jungles and woodlands aren't always unsettling or eerie at times. It might, if you'd like, bring to mind a fantasy country. To locate a fairyland, one must take extra care with these small mushrooms. The reason why mushrooms can release light is a process in chemistry that results in release of more energy in the form of much of the light. In the realm of fungi, mushrooms have the ability to generate bioluminescence. Moreover, some may dry out and then replenish their own fluids based on the climate. The majority of the genus of glowing mushrooms, Mycena. Sheltered caterpillar. It's pretty strange living in the bush, particularly among the insects. For example, ants are typically delicious and unharmful, merely attacking other insects to safeguard their colonies. but not the occupants of these strange ants in the woods. They attack caterpillars in the canopy without killing them, but to make these caterpillars their slaves, release a syrup-like substance that these ants collect. Similarly to how people handle cows, they give this caterpillar in exchange. A security guard is paired with an ant to shield the caterpillar, regardless of where it goes. This is insane and strange creatures that live in the wild. The project. A team of investigators emerged asserting that they possessed the previously unseen proof of Bigfoot's existence, including its genetic makeup. The group, identified as the Sasquatch Genome, the video project features Bigfoot in real life activities, such as eating, strolling, and even falling asleep. If this isn't the best option evidence of the existence of Sasquatch, then I'm not sure what it is. Insects like leaf. Is it a leaf, a bug, or something else? It's both of them. This enormous Malaysian, they are leaf insects found in the dense Malaysian jungles. And they have modified this disguise to evade being seen by ravenous predators. To imitate the leaf, they are sitting on a very small step. Even so, they appear to be what they consume. Even the decomposing pattern. Leaves from their edge are identical in these flies. Lost City. Deep into Ecuador's jungles, the remnants of an enormous, 260-foot-tall structure was found in 2013. This massive block construction, with a maximum weight of 2.5 tons, the scholars have dubbed it the Lost City of Giants, since these enormous blocks may have been raised by people using extraordinary talents, or the giants apart from megablocks. What other huge relics have been discovered among the equipment, and an enormous footprint that had been most likely as the cement was being. Giants were working hard on building this. A section of the Amazon has served as one of the world's most unspoiled. I wonder what more could be concealed behind the forestation there. Enthusiastic bat transition. This picture appears to be a snippet from Every Year. In late October, a horror film through the dense foliage of the large Congo's forest is home to hundreds of the fruit of thousands of bats migrates. Bats can fly up to 1 meter in the air, and they have an extremely long range of travel. They are aware that knowing when and where to travel unknown to us. Yet they all proceed to a marsh in Zambia's Kasanka National Park. They congregate in that marsh in the millions of. Crooked Forest. This enigmatic forest can be found in the Nowe Chernobyl village, is close to the town of West Pomerania's Grafino, northwest Poland. These strangely formed in the 1930s. Trees were planted in this. There are 400 trees in the grove, and these trees resembling cup handles are situated around the bottom. The explanation for this curve, who knows what's in the trees? But some folks assert that the Soviets possessed genetic altered these pine trees in an attempt to obtain some stronger, thicker wood. Further conjecture that the gravitational force is more robust in that area of the forests. For this reason, trees grow in such strange, curved shapes have gained popularity location for travelers from throughout the globe. Cicadas acquires. Nothing in this world can be said to more terrifying to me than creepy crawlies, and the largest insect invasion occurred in 2017. Location in the eastern regions of the forests. These are periodic cicadas from the US. They spend their entire lives beneath the ground and then surface again after that every 13 to 17 years. Billions of fully developed to delight. Cicadas rise to the surface. They sing about their final days beneath the sun, their romantic tunes, and discover their actual affection a few weeks following mate making and offspring. The following generation dies. Next generations descend from the trees and burrows itself beneath the surface, wherein they will gradually grow for the next 13 to 17 years prior to arriving at the surface to procreate before dying. Ants' revenge. I really sense that ants are going to eventually subjugate mankind, so I'll help you get ready for those gloomy days. It is not advisable to play with ants. Thus, they will become upset if you mess with them. Follow their lead and engage in this prayer. This mantis believed it would be able to readily swallow the little ants. However, observe what transpired. It won't be capable of locating its head for the remaining, as I've mentioned before. Eternity live in the jungle are indeed something different. Puppy abandoned. A couple went for a walk in the woods. Morning after their camping night, as they prepared to depart, they heard small whines emanating from a neighboring lake. They simply went there to conduct research. To discover a mop submerged in water, this cute little mop is referred to as a commander. The couple gave the puppy immediate assistance, cleaned his fur and provided him with some treats. But since this pair was going to depart, the puppies began to follow them. By now they understood how to go to their car. They did what had to be done and took the puppy, went to the vet with him, and adopted him, who stated that the most eerie things emerged from woods. Treasure of the frog. Ever notice someone fishing? In this person is here to show you dry land. How to go frog fishing in a full. This guy is such an expert in dry areas. Hand digging. I have to provide him with the name of the shovel he uses to dig over the terrain and captures frogs. His supper was concealed beneath the dry land. It appears that these frogs are hibernating in the arid period and will emerge when it begins to rain. Amazonica Victoria. In the woods, however, certain flora are competent killers, but some are equally kind and lovely, like these enormous. Another name for water lilies is Victoria amazonica, a natural plant species found in the Amazon rainforest, and they seem to be enormous plates that are suspended in the water, are so strong that a person may sit on them or use them to stand on without toppling over. They really are the pot queens, and this is the pinnacle of nature. Brick spheres. First, one could assume that these enormous balls are organic happening. Nope, you are completely mistaken. These enormous, precisely formed stones, although spheres are artificial, they are made by prehistoric people and referred as they in Costa Rica are called the decay spheres. Rica during the period between AD 800 and 1500s during the Chiriqui era. These stones were created by smashing boulders by artists into an unfinished circular form, utilizing denser rocks, and were subsequently completed by using to polish the stone's surface. They were utilized in locations of sand, and similar to cemeteries or temples in importance, it is both magnificent and eerie. Time how those individuals produced such massive constructions devoid of technology. Armadillo. A family was journeying close to the part of the Amazon that is Brazilian when they observed an amazing monster that appeared to be a dry area of earth in motion. The family was able to leave their car to discover a tiny armadillo moving about his day. Observing the nearby individuals, this adorable creature curled up into these thick scales are present on bull armadillos on their body that safeguards them against. Look at this man, he's so cute. Servals melanistic. Is this a black or white panther? This is a serval, a type of cat that often has a coat speckled with golden brown. Nonetheless, how did they become black? To melanism, an uncommon characteristic, a recessive gene that is carried by and causes overproduction of the dark hue melanin pigment found in skin, feathers, etc. The opposite of albinism is hair. If you're fortunate enough, you may find this magnificent wild cat while riding an East African jungle safari. Examine how the gloomy serval is chatting with someone. It's time for today's normal one. Candid conversation. In 1996, a group of scientists discovered a massive ape skull surrounding the Bili village in the Congo's Democratic Republic. No such primate had ever been observed before. Thus the group was curious, set up a trail camera in the dense woodlands, from which I extracted this film. Initially, these apes appeared to be gorillas, but these aren't apes, now belong to a more recent species of ape, referred to as the Bondo or the Biliates. These names were assigned to mystery apes in 2003, following additional proof of their presence in that region was discovered. They are powerful, vicious primates, like gorillas, but what they eat is similar to chimpanzees' diet in that genetic analysis carried out on the remnants discovered suggests that they are a part of what subspecies of chimpanzees are common. What are your thoughts on these animals and the notion of unidentified creatures nearby? The world below informed us. Man arises to a terrific surprise. Man awakens to a terrifying surprise. What worries you the most when you go? Is it time to go camping in the woods? having a bear patiently waiting outdoors to have you in your tent for breakfast. This man's camping excursion was limited to awaken to find a massive bear howling outside the bear in his tent was anticipating its breakfast to get going. Or was it by yourself? I desired to become friends with a person. Mr. Bear is the only one who can tell this. All we currently know is that the man created it alive out of that very predicament. Thank goodness I sincerely appreciate you viewing this. Please enjoy and share this video with your friends. Tap the channel subscription button. And to ensure you don't miss any of the forthcoming incredible vids once again, thank you.